Hey, we are Chris and Teresa and are obsessed with all things fiber and guiding you on your fiber arts journey. We own a successful fiber processing mill, an online needle felting business, experienced at raising all fiber animals, and are renovating a 100-year-old school into a fiber arts retreat center.
Processing, needle felting, yarn, roving, fiber animals, and our renovating progress are all topics discussed here. Think of this as your one-stop shop for advice, information, tips, and getting your questions answered on all things fiber, from raising the animals to the finished product and everything in between. So pull up a seat, make sure you're cozy, and get ready to be inspired while you learn. This is EweTube.
Welcome to EweTube 115.
Thank you, Tegan, for that wonderful introduction. You're going to meet Tegan in a little bit and see where she comes into this picture. We have spent the last 2 days in our design challenge, and I had a room, Chris had a room. We drew straws to see who would be our helpers between Taylor and Mariella. And I got Taylor and Chris got Mariella, and we went about collaborating and deciding what we should do for our room decor. And we have spent these last 2 days. Last night, Chris and I stayed in our rooms that we decorated. And today we are having Jimmie come, and he is going to show you the rooms. So now we're going to have Jimmie walk you through both of the rooms so you can see them, and we will be back in a little bit.
Hey y'all, Jim back here at the Nome Schoolhouse. As you know, Teresa and Chris have asked me to go through their design challenge here in the 2 rooms up on 2nd floor of the addition. First of all, before we get going here, I'd like to introduce you to my family. This is my little one, Tegan, and this is my best half, Lindsay. They've made several trips to the school with me and just have been able to see the place, and now they get to see a little bit more. So let's take you into, well, it looks like room number 3. The sheep room is what they've called it.
Who put these doors in?
I put the doors in. Is it crooked?
No, it looks good.
Okay, good. Here we have, when we start out coming in, they have one of the old windows that was removed from the front of the school. They have taken that, installed some little felted sheep and balls and whatever in this nice wreath with a welcome sign hanging on it. It's actually pretty neat. And then this old desk just came in here. Move a little further, got a nice wool hat just hanging here. Must be Teresa's purse. We can come in a little further once you get in front of the bed and find some pictures. They have felted all this, little sheep felted on there, things like that. That's really cool. A windmill taken from somewhere. It actually does work and everything. See a nice little sheep there, nice ram, and some figurines. And I'm sure this is wood that came out of the old schoolhouse itself that follows the themes of the bars and several other places around. If you come in a little bit further, you'll find they've put these fancy little barn doors here behind the bed. You also get a fancy little sheep there and everything, like nice. And then there's one of the other windows from the school, which has been printed with a sheep in it. Looks like she's a little prego, but that's all right. And then a little quick stop in the bathroom here with another lamb in black and white. So, well, there's the sheep room. Well, let's move on to room number 4, the sewing room. Well, when you come in, you'll find this one was actually electric, one of the first electric ones, sewing machines that came out. Still folds away and all that. Ironing board, where they've taken window latches so you can use it to hang your clothes up. And then an old iron and an apron and water bottle for the old iron, so it would steam just right. Then when you start coming in, you'll find another window from the school, which has been displayed with needles and kind of a drawing and user guide to one of the sewing machines and spools there. And if you look higher up, you'll see labels of designs. You know, the back in the day, you'd cut a design out and mom would sew it together, or grandma would. Those were the fronts. And then on the shelf here, there's a ruler and a clamp and a few other things. Not to mention the old stowaway foot pedal sewing machine that's sitting here as a nightstand as well. Then when you come in and you turn around and you face your bed, you'll find all the stencils they have placed all over the wall and glued to the wall that are for making these clothes that everybody did. You'll find the bobbins or spools that they use that they will stick on the machine downstairs in the mill, that actually the yarn will attach to, with several different other things going up there. Jars full of yarn and thread and scissors and and then we'll move on out. There's one of the dresses that was made probably from one of them cutouts that was there. And you work your way out and come back into the bathroom. Find that they put a little shelf up there, has some old style curling irons. They're usually worn by stovetop or things like that, to where the girls would curl their hair, and then an old blow dryer as well. So, well, that gets us through these two rooms. So right now, everybody can decide on whose is whose, and maybe we'll get to come back and do it again with a couple more.
Here we are in the other room, and thank you, Jimmie, Lindsay, and Tegan and thank you, Jimmie, so much. It was so nice to see you. We miss you around here. Oh my goodness, we wish we could.
We were so happy when we just thought, who would be the perfect person to show the rooms that wouldn't know, hasn't been here, hasn't been watching.
Yep.
And we thought that Jimmie, who's been on here many times, would be fun to bring back.
Good time for guest appearance. So anywho, so thank you, Jimmie. And the two rooms that we have chosen are not sponsored rooms. We want to get that in on there, because our goal by the end of 2021 is to have all of our guest rooms sponsored. And for $10,000, you can sponsor a guest room, and then there's a big, real nice plaque that goes outside the door, engraved in however you would like, and then the
in honor of whoever, or
whatever,
if business, doesn't matter.
Yep. And then and the monies, go to fund all of our programming here at the Nome Schoolhouse, and we are currently focusing on the education herd and getting the education herd here on site, which means we have a bunch of barn work to do and a bunch of fencing and
and we have talked about that from the beginning, and we just need the funding to get everything that we dreamed of completed and all here, so that we can continue the fiber education. We want to bring people in and show them, like we have shared from the beginning, where all of the wool, the fiber starts on the fiber animals all the way to the finished product. And that is part of our nonprofit, the Nome Schoolhouse.
And we are a 501c3, and any donations that are donated to the Nome Schoolhouse are completely tax deductible. So the two rooms are available. If any of you folks out there are willing and able, we would be, oh my goodness.
So you can contact us,
appreciative.
on the contact form on nomeschoolhouse.com. You can mail us whatever, or you can actually do the donation right on the website.
Yes. Yep. Yep. Yes. Yeah. And with that note, please, if you will, we would love for each of you to vote, to pick your favorite room. And Teresa and I, we love them both equally. We are just, we are just so pleased to finally, this was what we had wanted from the get-go for all these guest rooms.
And it was so frustrating that we didn't have the time to get it done. And then when we decided to do this design challenge, it was like a fun thing, but it really made us get them done. And they're done exactly the way we had dreamed.
And they're beautiful.
All the rooms would be different and unique and be focused around our dream was for this place. So we are excited to move on to the next challenge. Yep. But since this is a challenge, you need to vote for your favorite room. You can say the sheep room or the sewing room in the comment section below. Don't worry about hurting our feelings.
No,
because we love them both.
We do.
We're just excited to hear which room. And the winner, we have decided will have a plaque somewhere in one of the rooms or on the outside. Design challenge winner. And then we'll also put that on the listing. Would be fun too.
Oh, absolutely.
Online. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So
you can vote below in the comment section.
Absolutely. And on that same note, from the voting, from the comments from last week, we had a winner of the question that we had. What did we pose it for?
We posted it, I don't know, 2 or 3 times, and nobody
and I hope you're going to share the picture.
Yes.
Of Dick and Mariella, and we can't thank them enough. And actually, on Friday, they're putting in
lighting.
Yeah.
So the question was, who donated the flagpole and the flag to the Nome Schoolhouse? Yeah. And it was Dick and Mariella Welly, and they're putting the lighting in. And we feel like we maybe didn't say enough about it if you don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, and we're very thankful to them.
Yes. And we did have 3 folks that did answer correctly on there, and we drew out of actually a little basket this time. We didn't have a hat. So, Mary, congratulations. You are the winner.
Yes.
Yes. And you know what to do.
You know what to do.
Yes, you do. For next week's, we have an excellent question, but we're going to hang on to that question for one more week. And this week, we are going to draw from everyone who comments, everyone who votes between one of the 2 rooms will go into the hat for the weekly prize. So,
And this last week, it was 3 gals.
Yeah. Oh man.
That came and they were working on a quilt. Yeah. It was a quilt for a competition. They were down. They stayed in the rooms, and then they were in Clink's room, and they were working on this quilt, and it was for a competition.
Yeah. 5 years in the making.
Yeah, and we'd show you a picture, but we can't because it's for a competition.
No pictures are taken.
But we talked with them a little bit, and we're going to share that with you now.
I'm Marilyn Lidstrom Larson from Willow City, North Dakota.
I'm Karen Bowe from Langdon, North Dakota.
Okay, so competition quilting. What is competition quilting?
Well, it's a high level of creativity where people will try to get their quilts into a national quilt show to get it judged. In order to do that, you have to be juried in. So that means you submit pictures of your quilt, a full picture of the quilt, and then a close-up. Sometimes they want a picture of the back of the quilt as well. And you submit that, and usually there's a panel of judges, 3 judges, that will determine what quilts get to go in the show. When that happens, if you're selected or juried in, the quilt gets sent to the quilt show, and there's another panel of judges who judge the quilt and determine who are the winners.
So how many quilts? Do they have a limited number of quilts per show?
Usually there's about 200 quilts per show. So there's a lot of people that make beautiful quilts. I mean, we might be, what you think is really talented, but there's so many women out there and men who make absolutely fabulous quilts.
Well, I can't imagine anything more beautiful than what you ladies have made. I mean, it's just, and there's a third of you. There's one more of you.
Barb Simons, who lives in Enderlin.
Okay.
She's our machine quilter at the end.
Okay, very, very good. And you ladies have been working on this quilt for?
Oh, I'd say at least 5 years.
Wow.
It has been in one competition, that was in California, Road to California. And
Just
it took,
before pandemic.
Okay.
yes, and it took, it won 3rd place. But that's where we decided that we needed to up our game a little bit. That's why we came here, that we could collaborate and work together in this wonderful spot. We love it here. And so, very accommodating, found a room for us to work in, and we bedazzled our quilt and made it more special.
Yes. Bedazzled it with Swarovski crystals.
Wow. Bedazzled you did.
Bedazzled.
It is absolutely amazing. And we cannot show a picture of it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Well, thank you.
Yes. So that's what we're just so glad to have had you this
And we were so happy to be here.
Oh,
we
no
were very
kidding.
accommodating. It's,
Awesome.
It's marvelous. It's awesome.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. Love it here.
I know every moment I walk around a corner, I'm more impressed with what's happened and what's been done here. It's just incredible. It's just amazing.
I just have to say, that quilt,
It's beautiful.
oh, I mean, I hope all of you can sometime be able to see this quilt. It's phenomenal. It is.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that. Yeah, it's absolutely phenomenal.
And they enjoyed working on it here, which was another one of our, I mean, that's what we designed this whole place for you to come work on your projects together. It's a space so you can just leave things set out and work on your projects. You can, the meals are here, and you have a nice place to stay, and now they're decorated.
Well, two of them fully decorated. I mean,
Rooms
all
3
of
and
them
4.
I mean, all the other ones are, they're beautifully appointed with everything that you need. But now there's a couple that are just a little extra special. Yes, yeah. So thank you, ladies, and anyone else out there, scrapbookers, quilters, needle felters, knitters, whatever your craft may be. We welcome you to come book your room and work here and just take a little retreat, a little hiatus here at the Nome Schoolhouse, because we'll take good care of you.
Yes, we'd love to have you. Our next event this next weekend is the Amy Munson Art Quilt Retreat. She's going to do an art quilt you're going to make with her, which is making a beautiful house on a quilt.
That's a totally different way of quilting that is, it's absolutely
It looks
amazing
really
too.
fun, and it's a smaller project, and you're going to be able to get it done while you're here. And she's also going to talk about how she got started doing those, which is very interesting. And she also is going to talk about crazy quilts, and she has a collection of those. And she's also going to be doing a little bit of embroidery on quilts, and teaching you how to do that as well. So that's coming up, and you can still sign up.
Well, Tegan's gonna take us through the end now. Thank you all. God bless you all
thanks
for watching.
That's all, folks.
Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. Thanks.
Thank you, Tegan, for that adorable introduction. You are so bendable.
Okay, I'm going to do the talking.